The sky is dark and the lights are on. Welcome to qualifying here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. Well, the wet weather will certainly be causing some issues here today in Singapore. A wet or a damp circuit is always more problematic on a street track than the more traditional open tracks. If you make a mistake here, it could be a lost wing, or worse, you could be out of the session.
There's no doubt that the weather will play a big part in this session, but Singapore has an extra complication in that it's a night race. Visibility will be impaired further due to the lights reflecting off the surface, so the drivers are certainly going to be tested in qualifying today.
Hey, what's up guys, Tom14 here, and welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix for the Kimi Raikkonen career mode. As you just saw there, it is absolutely pissing it down. So I have put my Singapore setup on. Not really too sure how it's going to go in the wet, because of course Singapore usually is just a dry circuit, you know, because it's, you know, in Singapore, so, you know, it doesn't really rain that much. But here's the start of our qualifying lap anyway. See how it gets on. The track looks absolutely beautiful in the wet. You can see why Codemaster showed it off so much when the game first came out. But as you can see, we're actually being blocked by the Sauber of Ericsson, and then also we've got the Manor in front of us of Roberto Merri once again. So, you know, just like Italy, you know, he's in the way of our qualifying lap. It's like he always comes out of the pits just to get in our way. It's so frustrating. So we go up the inside. We actually already make contact with him. So, you know, it's been a very, very scruffy start to the lap. And we're even just losing the back end. Now, I should probably put a disclaimer out there. I was pretty time strapped when it came to doing the qualifying. So really all I wanted to do was just do the one lap and then go off and do whatever it was I had to do. This was ages ago now I recorded this, so I can't actually remember what it was I had to do, but I did have to go off and do something. So yeah, we're just smacking the walls. This is a very crap lap. We've actually lost part of our front wing according to the engineer and according to the guys back in the pits, but as you can clearly see from looking at the car, we haven't lost anything. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the lap. It does look stunning, Singapore, to be honest, in the wet. I actually do really enjoy this track when it's dry, but it's just so slippy when it's wet. You can just hear how much you're having to short shift because of just how slippy it is. There's just no grip out there on these wet tyres. Maybe it was intermediate conditions. It didn't really look that wet for wet tyres, but God knows. We're doing the one lap anyway. It's been a better end to the lap in the final sector, but that first sector really, where we was just trying to get past Ericsson and Merri, that has been what has properly let us down here. But we're coming through the final corner. What kind of lap time are we going to get? It's nearly at the 2-minute mark. There we are, 1:57.9.
Well, he's got to be pleased with that. He's worked hard for it and deserves the result. He'll now turn his sights to tomorrow for what should be a very exciting race.
So there we are. Even with that crap lap, we're still 1.4 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. So, pretty embarrassing of the AI there. But, that doesn't matter, we'll put that aside. Legend AI. Let's get into the race. So here we are. Once again, it's another wet session in Singapore. This time, it's race day. Kimi Raikkonen, ourselves on pole position, followed by Lewis Hamilton, second place in the Mercedes. We've got one chance here to make 4 in a row this season, which I think will be a first for us, but I'm not really too sure. Sergio Perez having a decent qualifying by the looks of things. There's the bottom end of the grid. Fernando Alonso doing a good job in 15th. For his McLaren Honda, with his teammate Jenson Button down in 18th. But here's the top 10. Pastor Maldonado filling out 10th spot. And then once again, it's actually a rather different top 4 because you got Felipe Massa jumping ahead of Sebastian Vettel. So we're just going to put the setup on now, the same as we did in qualifying, because Part 5A should really be on, but for some reason it's not. But I didn't really trust the game's thing back in the day, so I thought I'll turn it off, put the same setup on, so then, you know, it's the same car across the qualifying and the race. But here we are, lining up on the grid. It's 4, now 5 red lights, and away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. We've got Lewis Hamilton right to the left of us. We actually start losing the back end there. as we shift up the gears. And oh no, what did we just do? Oh dear, we're going to cut to a replay of that now. And as you can see, I had no clue Hamilton was still on the inside, so we've just completely come across him, and look, he's just blocked everyone off. Look at, oh dear. I am so sorry for that, guys, because that potentially could have ruined the race. And, well, Hamilton's still in the race, as is Rosberg. No one took damage from that. It just means that I've had basically an 8 or 9 second head start of everyone. So, it's kind of ruined it. The game didn't even give me a warning for that. So, really, what I probably should have done is slow down and wait up and, you know, let them all catch up. But, you know, those sort of things don't go through your mind when you're in a race. You're just, you know, there for the taking. But we come on to lap 15. We're starting to get quite a bit of tyre wear now. Nothing was happening for the rest of those 14 laps, as I say, because of that gap we managed to get ourselves in a rather controversial way. But as you can see, Hamilton is actually still out. Oh, was that Hamilton? No, that wasn't Hamilton. That was, that must have been a back marker. But Hamilton was 40 seconds behind us, so everyone else has already made a change in tyres. And what you're about to see now is us coming into the pits to put on a set of full wet tyres. Now, Singapore's a no stop normally for wet tyres, or at least a one stop, like more towards the end. We've put on another set of wet tyres, and we have had massive tyre wear already. We may have cocked this up here because, well, let's see. 2.6 seconds. It's a decent stop for Ferrari. We come out the pits. We're still on full wet tyres. The track does look quite a bit drier, and it has stopped raining. We've ballsed up the pit lane exit. We only get a warning, even though that is a slam dunk of a penalty right there.
The intermediate tyres seem to be the right choice for the current conditions. I think we should pit in so we can change over.
Yeah, so there we are. He says the intermediates are the tyres to go on now. So I just had a hunch at this point, and yep, when we came in for our wets, everyone else came in for intermediate tyres. We have ballsed this race up entirely for us. We only had an 8 or 9 second gap to Hamilton, so he's already gone through. We're coming in for intermediate tyres. We've done one more stop than everyone else this race because the engineer didn't give us any advice on what tyre to go on. We chose full wets anyway coming into the pits, so we balls that up ourselves. I didn't check the race directory. So now we've dropped down to 4th place, and as you can see, Sebastian Vettel's just gone through the second corner, so still a fair few laps in this Grand Prix. We've just gone over half distance, so we're not entirely out of a podium, but the race is going to be hard to win from this point. But let's see, it could potentially go to dry tyres, where we know we're pretty much quicker than the AI in the dry around here. But I'm just setting in the lap times we need to. 1:52.9s, 1:52.2 is our fastest lap, and as you can see, Sebastian Vettel and ourselves getting held up by the manner of Roberto Merri there. So really, as I said, the AI at this point, when I recorded these, before even the newest Xbox One dashboard came out, back in like, I don't even know. I will check at some point when these were recorded, but they were an absolute age ago. But yeah, the back markers doing no favours whatsoever at this point. Yeah, I don't think they knew what blue flags were at the time. I think Codemasters had to actually teach the AI what a blue flag was, but it's allowed us to catch up to our teammate Sebastian Vettel and allowed us a shot at the podium. Now, really, we should still probably have had a penalty from that first corner instance, so really we probably shouldn't be in contention for a podium because we might drop behind Seb, but we get a good run through the chicane. Seb goes a little bit slow through there, so we're going to take the advantage, put it down the inside, give our teammate not a lot of room. As you can see there, pretty damn close to the wall. We've got no tyre wear, we've got 8 laps to go, but as we cut on to lap 26, surprise, surprise, it's another manner of Stevens this time, holding up Nico Rosberg for us. So we're actually getting pretty damn lucky with these back markers slowing down our opposition. But we were faster than these guys anyway. It's not, you know, they've not been stuck behind them for like 5 laps or whatever. It has only been the laps that I'm showing they've been stuck behind us, but just look how much Rosberg's been held up by Stevens here. It was actually quite comical at the time, because it's just like, put it down the inside, and look at this, straight away as soon as we get behind Stevens, he jumps out the way. That's just, you know, that's just ridiculous, that is. But we got onto lap 28, so only a lap or two later than when we overtook Nico Rosberg, and we're starting to lose the back end of the car now, so maybe it is just about getting to that point to switch over for dry tyres. You can see just about a dry line appearing, and we are starting to get a little bit of tyre wear, but I'm not too sure it's worth coming in for the change. But we come on to lap 29 now, and as you can see, Lewis Hamilton is right there. We can actually see his name tag. He hasn't been held up by back markers. He's only a second ahead of us now, so we are looking good for a chance to win this race. There's only 2 laps to go. As a famous Murray Walker once said, catching someone's one thing, but overtaking is quite another. And he's got a point. It's Lewis Hamilton is not the easiest person to overtake in the business, so any chance we get to overtake him, we're going to have to take it straight away with both hands. But coming down this straight now, of course, there's no DRS, and look at that. I was in a party with a mate at that point, and I was just chatting to him, and the Connect thought I said Xbox. And yeah, it was lucky it weren't in the middle of a corner, otherwise we could have put ourselves out the Grand Prix there. So I've had to turn off my Connect for any time I'm recording or doing races or anything, because it's just such a faff with the Xbox. Like, you're just chatting to a mate and it thinks it wants you. It's like, no. But me saying earlier, Hamilton hasn't been held up by back markers. That's not the case with Ericsson. We take the chance to go side by side with Hamilton through that chicane. We put it down the inside of both of them, and that is us into the lead on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. We were almost a whole pit stop behind Hamilton after lap 18, I think it was, when we came into the pits for intermediates, and Ericsson's still holding up Hamilton. So unbelievable scenes there, that the Sauber powered by Ferrari has once again helped out the Ferrari team by holding Lewis Hamilton up this time. So all we've got to do now is cruise this home, and we come on to this point in the final lap, and look at the gap we've actually had to Lewis Hamilton in one lap. I think he was still stuck behind Ericsson at this point, so pretty ridiculous from the AI. But we're going to come around the final corner in Singapore to win our 4th race in a row. Get in there, Kimi.
Driving today, that's 4 race wins in a row.
A very memorable race, and one that Kimi Raikkonen won't forget anytime soon, after a wonderful win for the Ferrari driver today.
They have been working really hard, and today they got their reward. Superb work from both the team and its driver.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
So there we are, guys. That has been the Singapore Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and also subscribe for more F1 2015 Kimi Raikkonen career mode. We actually ended up having a fairly decent gap to Lewis Hamilton in the end, around 8 seconds. So as I say, must have caught up in traffic somewhere, but it's a fairly standard top 10, if you like. Fernando Alonso just missing out on points there behind Carlos Sainz. But yeah, that's it for this video. As I say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Here's us topping the Drivers' Championship by 96 points over Lewis Hamilton and further 99 points. We are topping the Constructors. That's it for this video. Until next time, take care.